Welcome back to Jimmy's Toys. It's October. I want to talk about some weird things, I guess, for the month of October since it's the spooky season. Today's video, we'll be discussing the urban legend of Polybius. Are you familiar with the supposed arcade game from 1981? If you do a quick YouTube or Google search for this, you'll find all sorts of mentions. It's been mentioned in pop culture. Many years ago, it was featured in an episode of The Simpsons as like a background joke, and it was also recently featured in an episode of Disney Plus's Loki. There is a game called Polybius you can purchase and play via Steam, but that's not the game people are talking about in this urban legend. Reportedly, according to these stories, in 1981 around Portland, Oregon, this mysterious game popped up out of nowhere. In some reports, there are supposedly a German name, a German company associated with this arcade title. Some reports say that it is similar to the arcade title from 1980, Tempest. Regardless of whatever the report is, most of them have a few things in common. Most of them say this was some sort of government experiment, basically, on people. Some say it could have been trying to do mind control. And there's all sorts of different things that could go into that as far as conspiracy theories. And then part of the story here, supposedly, again, men in black, not Will Smith, but government agents dressed up would either be observing the people playing or come and collect data from the machine. These days, if you watch television, old school TV, not Netflix or Hulu or whatever, there were commercials. I don't really watch TV with commercials anymore. I haven't for a long time. But, people who do watch commercials, they might see a commercial for some medication that might help them with a certain problem they have. But then a part of all those commercials are a huge list of side effects. If this was real, this game should have had, a warning label on it, basically. According to some of the things I've seen different sites, and I'll leave a list of different places I kind of looked around for some of this information in the description. One site mentioned a whole list of side effects: headaches, amnesia, blackouts, epileptic seizures, nausea, nightmares, hallucinations, paranoia, and suicidal tendencies. And so the other part of this story, then again it varies from telling to telling, was that after about a month, the game disappeared, never to be seen again. But years later, people have told the story. So some of one of the reports I see says that this was originating in February of 2000, and I could not find the specific link. So what do you think? Was there a video game used to experiment on teenagers in 1981 in Oregon? Or has it all just been misremembering? One random thing that people have been talking about the last few years is the Mandela Effect. And I think that's basically people misremembering things or having a bad memory. I don't think our memories are all that reliable based on some of the information I've seen over the years. But people remember things in a certain way, and then they're like, wait, this isn't right. Okay, here's a one for me, a supposed Mandela Effect. I don't remember the Berenstain Bears being spelled the way they were spelled. I don't. As a kid, I thought it was Berenstain Bears, not Stain Bears. But that doesn't mean that that's what it was. I was a child. I couldn't really read. So how do I know what it really was? Anyway, I know that's one of the ones people talk about. For me, Cruising the World, I've been talking about Cruising Blast and some of those other games, Cruising the World, whatever. I don't remember it being spelled the way it is spelled, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't always spelled the way that it was spelled. That's just, I think I have a bad memory. So, of these things, could people be misremembering what Polybius was? Could they be thinking of something else? Sure, they could. Could it be totally made up? Sure, it could. Or could there have actually been an experiment on some teenagers for a month around Portland, Oregon? Maybe? Let me know in the comments. Are you familiar with Polybius? Do you think it was a real arcade game? Do you think it was made up? Do you think it's just, as we said earlier, a urban legend that has gotten passed around via the intranet over the years, and then that's all it is? So I would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.